Dr. Ryan McCorkle joins us, an emergency department physician at St. David's Medical Center. I imagine it's been a busy summer for you dealing with more heat-related illnesses.
That's very true. We've had a lot more heat-related illnesses this summer than we've seen in the past, with the high temperatures coming earlier in the season than we normally see.
What types of heat-related illnesses are they getting?
So it kind of there's a range. It starts with dehydration, which can lead to problems with the kidneys. That's probably one of the most common reasons people get admitted to the hospital, is their kidneys start to fail. The ones that we get really concerned about are the people that go into heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Heat exhaustion, we do some of those passive cooling measures, miss them, that kind of thing. Heat stroke is where they start to get altered mental status, confused, stop sweating, and that's where it becomes dangerous. The brain can start to swell. We do the chilled IV fluids. We put cooling packs in their armpits and groin, and do the misters as well, because we've got to get that core temperature down and get that brain swelling to decrease.
And I imagine you can die of heat stroke if it's not treated quickly.
That's correct. We see that every year. We have a certain number of people who, still live in the older homes that may not have central heat and air. Their air conditioner breaks. It's a lot of times it's the elderly.
What's happening in your body when you get heat exhaustion or heat stroke, and how are they the same and how are they different?
So heat exhaustion is where you start to sweat profusely. You turn bright red, you get lightheaded. That's where the kidney function can start to bump up from the dehydration that's associated with that. And that's where you've got to get that core temperature down, get out of the heat, get into the shade, find a place that has misters, because the progression of that, if you don't intervene at that heat exhaustion stage, is heat stroke. And that's where you stop sweating. They continue to be that bright beet red, but instead of that profuse sweat, dry as a bone, and they start to get confused, pass out, and that brain starts to swell. And that's where we get into life-threatening emergencies.
Do we build up a tolerance the more exposed to heat we are, or the longer we've lived here in Central Texas?
You acclimatize to a level of comfort, but the temperature range that your body functions operate within does not change. So if your core temperature gets above that certain range, you're susceptible to heat-related injuries, no longer how long you've lived here, but you can be more comfortable in that range for a longer period of time before you start to really feel badly. None of us are acclimatized to these temperatures. I mean, I'm a lifelong Texan, grew up here. None of us are used to that happening in May and being sustained for this length of time.